Good evening, everyone listening at home or watching from home, may I say. Welcome to the Apex GT Qualifiers. This is the time trial session for prospective drivers looking to join in on the Apex GT series happening on the 27th of June, 2026. We're here at the Apex Racing Center, and we've got about six drivers who are competing for just the top four positions. So it'll be quite interesting to see who turns out to be chosen for this upcoming series. So we'll check back with you in a few minutes while we get our things sorted around here. As you can see, even the game, it's not really showing the actual livery they'll be using. They're using a very default skin LMU Porsche for some reason. So just sit back, enjoy the practice, and as we take a look at the times tumbling down, in the meantime, take a look at Zuliman over there, getting a 145.484 as well. So we'll be checking back with you in just a few moments. So while we're waiting to get the cars sorted out for the 9 o'clock qualifiers, let's take a look at the tail of the tape for tonight. We've got Zuliman, of course, no strangers to the NGL, the Next Gen League and the Apex League we had back in January. We've got Wadi, Toyota man himself, so he's going with the Lexus today, scoring a 147.4. Rob Binton is a newcomer, school teacher here in Brunei, who's hoping to kind of break into that top four. It'll be difficult because we're going to be contending with the likes of Rifai and Dai Ukail, who are both no strangers to the Apex League. And Zuliman doing a very classic Zuliman thing, spinning out, causing yellow flag. But no harm, no foul. It's still practice. Well, let's take a look at some of the other drivers who are um, taking a look at Rob Binden here at the moment, who's actually probably his first time in a competitive setting. So we're going to see how far he goes today. Moving down the charts, as I was talking earlier, we have Rifai and Dai Ukail, who are actually no strangers to the Next Gen Cup and the Next Gen League. Both of them having competed in both, and Dai, of course, being the champion of the Next Gen Cup. So he's hoping to break into the top four for this qualifying session as well. I think here he is now. He's about to start his flying lap with a bit of tire warming antics. So Rifai has already scored a 144.049. That's pretty fast. About 500ths of a second. And we seem to have him also in a yellow flag situation here. But anyway, let's go back to Dai, who is about to start his flying lap. We're getting a bit of complaint from production that my voice is too loud. So we're going to turn down the volume just a little bit. And while we're at it, let's have a look at favorite driver, Wadi, who is driving Lexus here today, and he's scoring a 146.5. So that's pretty good. That's about 3 seconds off the pace. At the moment, we can pretty much tell who's probably going to be in the top four, but anything can happen in a 15-minute qualifier if you don't get your tires right, if you're getting a line wrong, or if you're dealing with four other cars in traffic. You just never know. But here we are. So just checking in with the producer. How do I sound? Is it louder or is it better? Lower. Lower, lower, lower. Okay. Maybe I should just talk with my sultry voice. All right. So that's as low as I'll go, but we'll find out. So a little bit about the Apex GT series. Of course, we'll be running a 5-round series, and it is a international level event. This is the first of our kind that's being run here at Apex Racing. We are running it for Southeast Asian residents only at the moment. That doesn't mean you can't join in. Of course, if you're of a different nationality that just happens to be living in Brunei or any other Southeast Asian countries, you're welcome to join in as well. But this is definitely a first timer for us. So if we do anything wrong, please let us know. Right now, of course, we are looking for 4 drivers to make it into the race to represent Brunei. But of course, the Apex Racing team will also be putting down a couple of drivers as well. The driver announcements for that team have yet to be finalized, I think. Speaking of other drivers, of course, we're expecting drivers coming in from Indonesia, Malaysia, maybe even the Philippines. Uh, the only person that actually knows who's going to be driving doesn't is he's not actually here. Um, Naim, wherever you are, I hope you're listening, and I hope you're having a good time in Jakarta. But we do need to find out who's going to be driving during the 27th of June. The first round, of course, going to be taking place here in Fuji Speedway. So the producers are pretty angry with my voice. So we've decided to tone it down just a little bit more, hoping that we can appease him. Uh, him being Martin, of course, standing over there. So he's listening to the live broadcast and saying I'm a little bit too loud. So if you guys agree, please sound off in the comments. If you don't agree, I don't want to hear from you. All right. And in common fashion, of course, we see another classic Zuliman maneuver going off track. Just avoiding, I think, Rifai at that point. So, I really do hope that Zuliman makes it to the final four, of course, because he provides a bit of entertainment. He is an all or nothing kind of driver as well. Fast on a straight lap and sometimes takes risks, which are unnecessary, but also entertaining at the same time. So we're almost halfway through practice, of course. Practice will end in 15 minutes. Qualifying session will follow suit straight away, of course. The format today is very simple. It's a 15-minute time trial session. Out of these five drivers, only one of them will not make it. But that's not the end of the road for him, of course. Whoever that fifth person may be might be able to get called on as a wildcard driver for the Apex GT series. So it's not the end of the world. And it's not the end of the world for any of you listening at home. For those of you who want to join in on the races, do let us know. Do file in an application, and then we'll let race control know that whether or not you can be considered for the race as well. And of course, we are reporting live from the Apex Racing Center here. Our cameraman on the spot, taking a look at some of the drivers doing a bit of their practice. Of course, that's Mr. Binden right there, coming in at fifth at the moment. A little bit off the pace, but I think he's slowly getting up to speed. Currently, our top of the leaderboard, of course, this is Zul Iman, making his way past traffic there into the chicanes. Um, I think our cameraman is just expecting a spin as we're talking about him. No commentator's curse there. And of course, next to him is Dai. Ooh, narrowly missing. Dai uh, trying is really, he's really not that far off, but I think he is struggling for grip at the moment. A little bit of snap of oversteer right there. And of course, we got Wadi here doing a 146, 2 seconds off the pace. Not too bad. And I think he's about to go for another run. So we'll check back with him later. And currently sitting in second place, of course, is Rifai, sitting at 144.049. So Rifai has been a very steady driver for the past few months, of course. So we're just hoping that we're going to see a bit more from him coming soon. And yeah, so let's just get back to the action at this point. We're following Dai Ukail at the moment. Really, apologies to anyone who's watching at this point. It does seem like there's a bit of an issue with technical. I think it's a very known bug for LMU to have it in a very default Porsche skin during practice sessions. So hopefully during qualifying it'll sort itself out. So there's a big, massive crash there for Dai. I think he's going to have to come in, or I think he's just going to make it hit pause and get back to the pits. Yeah, that's correct. So pushing it a little bit too much, I think. He wanted to find that extra 400ths of a second that's missing. But, oh, spinning out as he's exiting the pit as well. Not a good look for our Next Gen Cup champion. But never mind. He's out and about, and I think we're hoping for a better run into the final minutes, final 9 minutes of practice session. So back with Wadi, I think he's being pressured by whoever this is at the back. I believe it is Rifai. You could say Rifai is kind of trying to help encourage Wadi to get a faster time, I think, given that the Lexus should be faster in a straight line. It is not showing that. So has he improved? No, he is slower by 3 seconds. Okay, so it's not a very difficult task. Just to try to make top four. I think as it stands now, we do have an indication of who's going to be our top four. But you never know. You just never know. And that's what I mean by Zuliman giving us the entertainment here today in the practice session, pushing it to the limits. You could say he's almost very Michael Schumacher-esque. He's always finding the limit. Uh, well, hope he finds the limit in the races as well to keep us entertained. So I think he's about to start for another lap here, and he's about to go in with the draft provided by the car in front. I really can't tell who that is in front, unfortunately. But let's see if he's going to push this lap. Let's go on board with him at the moment. Oh, might have been going on too deep for that one. But let's see if he's lost a bit of time in the first sector. Taking in all the curbs, right to left, and then back to the right. And this section right here is where you're going to need a lot of throttle control, as it is a very circular turn. You're going to use as much of the track as possible when you're going into this left-hander, and he uses it all before going a little bit wide. Nope, just the right amount of wide and full throttle on here now, trying to make sure that he gets the right braking point into this very tricky chicane. You're probably going to be in second gear, first gear. Take that curb, take a little bit of this curb, and this curb as well. Using track width is really important for this particular track, of course, the Fuji Speedway. And as we're passing by, he is setting the fastest sector now at 27.6. So he is going for a purple lap at this point. So he might actually break into the 142s. He is going about 8 hundredths of a second faster than the the Ferrari. So let's see what the final time here is. Will he do it? Yep, it's a 142.798. He has now officially gapped the entire pack by 1.136 seconds. And I think that is him done for the day. So let's see, of course, if Rifai has an answer to that one as well. As we catch him probably on an outlap. It's a good thing to note, of course, track temperature is heating up at 40.4 degrees. We might actually see it rubber up really, really nicely when we go into qualifying. Because at the moment, it does appear to be in a very light stage of rubbering up. This does not seem to be a good lap, and I think Dai has just pulled off a personal best, scoring a 143.284. About 3 minutes to go with practice, of course, and we'll see what Rifai has come up with for the last few seconds. So Rifai has come up with a personal best, of course, with a 143.6. Still 800ths of a second off of Zuliman. But Wadi as well is also getting some personal best. I think the track is finally starting to rubber up. 146.35 for Wadi. Dai has just set a personal best again, a 142.887. That is not far off. That is tenths away from Zuliman, actually, and has decided that's the best place to park the car. We're about to end our practice session, of course, in a minute left to practice. I don't think anybody will be in time to set another fast lap. But the competition for the top three looks good. Potentially a very good qualifying session ahead of us. And hopefully the skins for the cars will turn up during qualifying. 10回目の開催なんですけども、10回中、トヨタが負けたのは1回だけではあるんですけども、今まででトヨタが半端ない7号車が今、最終パナソニックコーナーを立ち上がっていきましたね。さあ、今年で10回目となりました、この富士6時間、テストになって富士6時間、10回目の開催なんですけども、10回中、トヨタが負けたのは1回だけではあるんですけども、今まででトヨタがさあ7号車が今、最初パナソニックコーナーを立ち上がっていきましたね。さあ今年で10回目となりました、この富士6時間、レースになって26時間、10回目の開催なんですけども、10回中、トヨタが負けたのは1回だけではあるんですけども、今まででトヨタが一番かっこいいレースじゃないですか、これ。さあ、7号車が今、最初パナソニックコーナーを立ち上がってきましたね。
Okay, qualifying session is coming up. The checkered flag has been flown. Whichever drivers are still out there. Wadi has received the call and decided to spin out.
But I believe he will not have enough time to set a time. So we're just waiting for him to enter the pits. We're going to reset, and qualifying session should start very soon.
10回目の開催なんですけども、10回中 And here we go. Qualifying session is about to start. Of course, Zul Iman here will be
McLaren checkered flag, yes.
an orange, my favorite kind of color scheme.
Being followed there very closely by Dayu Kayo.
Now competing with each other for the pit exit. Hopefully, they'll try to keep it civil heading into the outlap. None of the other cars have decided to go out at the moment as well, so we're just gonna keep looking at Dai.
Zul Iman. Zul Iman, of course, the car in front, in the number 58. I think the time is around
5:30 virtually in Mount Fuji. So we're going to be expecting it to be slightly cooler. The track temperature right now is 25.4 degrees. So slightly chilly. Hoping that these guys will be able to get up to temp within given that LMU's tire models tend to heat up but nevertheless, these guys are tires as fast as possible. So I think in the past, Zuliman and Dai has had a few battles, of course. I'm just remembering Sebring in the Next Gen League back in February. And of course, a few more rounds after that. So producers are telling me that Rob Bindon has pulled out of the session, which means our top four has technically already been decided. So, congratulations to the top four, but we're about to go out and see if Zul Iman and Dai can extend the next 15 minutes. So Zul Iman coming in here for his first outlap, first timed lap, setting a 38.127 on the first sector. Dai slightly bit slower, 39.598 on the first sector. So still a bit of a gap to be had. Maybe Dai is still waiting for his tires to come in. But of course Zul Iman is pushing in the second lap. In the blue and white Richard Mille Ferrari, of course, he's fighting. He's currently in his outlap as well, trying to get up to temp at the moment. And followed right behind him is the black and red Lexus of Wadi. The unlikely qualifier has made it to the top four. Back to Zul Iman, of course, we've got a 28.191 for his second sector. Dai is very, very close, actually, about 100ths. And Zul Iman setting the first lap time of the day, 144.68. So only 2.7 seconds behind, but I believe Dai was still going to see as we go down this qualifying. Hoping to see a bit more improvement, of course, from Rifai, who is currently about to start his outlap, his hot lap actually. So coming down turn number 1 already. as is, of course, Wadi, who is also starting this portion. Well, the virtual home crowd would surely be cheering on Wadi now. The only Japanese car on there seems to be a yellow flag incident. Oh, that is fine. Probably pushing a little bit too soon. Tires are still cold. He's not able to set a proper lap time control. So, moving up to Wadi has actually set a second fastest time. But of course, Dai has just set a 1:43.638, 200ths of a second faster than Zuliman at the moment. Spicy for the next last 5 minutes, 10 minutes of this session, or there's still about 10 minutes. But things are back up to Rifai, who is still on his warm-up lap at this point. So, and he will absolutely start his first time as we cross the start line. He had a slow segment, first sector, 37.5. But of course, Zulima is actually improving on his time. He has set the second sector fastest lap. Oh, Dai has actually broken just that 27.4 on the second sector. It is neck and neck at this point, right, ladies and gentlemen. Just a reminder, Zulima is also running the car. He is only 200 seconds behind. But I think Dai might be able to get something here to defend his lead and pole. Let's see if Zulima actually makes it to the top of the time as we cross the finish line. Dai responds to 37.3 final sector, 1:42.738. Almost equaling his practice session times, 1:47. So the track is you can see how Zulima tries to respond in time for that one. But we also missing this driver right here who also had a really good time in practice. So we're going to see if he manages to improve on his time as well. He had a 37.4. seconds off of Dai player. So we're going to see if he does anything to improve his time. Hometown hero Wadi, not improving on his time just yet. I think he's still getting to grips with the car. But this is just settles into the pit, gets into the car, and just tells I think had a bit of a spin, so that lap is probably going to be cancelled out. So triangles. Zulima does not improve yet. Not improved on his time, 1:43.8. That is a personal best, but that is still 400ths of a second off from Dai. This is very interesting. He doesn't fall off, of course, from Dai, but this is surprising. From his previous practice sessions. let's head back to. Oh, there seems to be a yellow flag coming in from Wadi.
Probably went off track.
For just a split second there. But our focus should also be on Rufai. We're interested to see if he will set a time at this time.
Finally sets a time. I mean, that is not a good time. 1:54.42. He must have gone off track again, but at least this one would count. But, you know, we would have made it into the top 4 anyway. Maybe we would have made a rule where he had to set an official time. But, of course,
we need no reminders. Congratulations to all 4 drivers who have made it to the top 4. Right.
Going back into the action, of course, back to
set the fastest second sector with a 27.9. Zuliman is not improving again. He's not even improving on his best time. So we're going to see if that manages to
improve on his time and faster than well.
So we're going to have to go out and see if Zuliman has an engine to take advantage of this next lap.
4 laps. 4 minutes, excuse me, about 4 more minutes qualifying. That is good for at least an outlap and a final
go at qualifying. So we're going to see how well Zuliman takes pressure from his supposed teammate, of course, following equal cars with the McLarens. Back to the hometown hero Wadi, of course, in the Lexus. You can just hear the cheers from the drivers, but they could also be moaning. But we'll see as he comes across the finish line. Let's see if he moves on his time now.
1:45.962. That's a
really, really solid time. I think that is improving on his practice session times. Qualifying section. We're gonna catch up with Brunei, who did not do so well in the first sector. He's down by but you know, we're gonna stick it out.
Yep, it was invalidated, of course.
Zuliman has improved on his lap time.
With a 1:45.
200ths of a second away from. Now, it is safe to point out, of course, Dai, of course, has left track.
I think he's happy with that.
He's made it into the top 4. Set the fastest time. It is down to Zuliman as an top the qualifiers tonight. Surprisingly, Rifai hasn't really improved on his time as well. He's had 2 not PBs, not personal best. So let's see if he can actually improve on his time. Scores a 1:51.92, unfortunately. But I think that's going to solidify his place. Well, you know what? Let's have a look.
But he's just managed to cross the finish line
To maybe set another fast lap. Let's go on board with him right now and see if let's see if the Brandon style of driving is Yep, just like his antics in Silverstone, Brad Pitt in F1 just managed to spin out. Oh, actually, Zuliman has actually set the fastest time. 1:42.5. While we were watching the spectacle, that was Wadi. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5. 1:42.5 yellow flag on that sector, and I think that is session done. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that does conclude today's running of the qualifiers. It's been quite interesting. Yes, very, very, very interesting to say the least. We're gonna go and see some of the drivers who've competed today. We have Zuliman here and Dai, who's just entered the studio. Zuliman actually managed it on the last lap to by 150th hundredths of a second to top Dai Yukayo. Now, I didn't say it did matter, but it doesn't matter at this point, because congratulations to all drivers who have actually made it to the qualifiers, top 4. Unfortunate for Rob Binden, who had to pull out. I'm assuming for technical reasons. But the driver that doesn't give up, Wadi, did not set a better time. But of course, congratulations to Wadi, the hometown hero, of course, with driving the Lexus Team Toyota. So we're gonna expect to hear from him after this. So are we actually gonna go see the cameras? Actually, we're gonna have an interview with approaching. No, here he is. So we're just gonna prep the camera right now. Well, actually, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today's qualifying session. But I think it was a very interesting session, to say the least. Well, it's too bad that we can't have an interview session with these drivers. Really like